Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Goosebumps HorrorTown. That's no Easter Bunny event of 2019. This is part 2, and we're going to be taking a look at this event all throughout. Now, just a heads up, these are going to be 3 more parts to this, well, besides this one, so there's about 4 parts in total, plus the review that will be coming out. And these videos are going to be a little bit long for comfort, but I'm hoping that my editing skills will make it at least more entertainable and more enjoyable for you to experience as the video goes on. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and continue with this first part. So where we last left off, we kind of looked at the bit of the event itself, and now we're going to be going into the complete Easter's pack here. And what's funny about this is that when I was buying it, the name that popped up was mostly like the Break the Event bundle, so I thought that was kind of funny to add in there. But anyways, I'm speaking too long, let's just dive right into it. So the in-app purchase is done. We got the complete Easter pack. It's a lot of money, but you know what? They have a lot of items here that would make it interesting. Now, what's interesting is that these, the past events, the magic stuff, I really didn't need, but really it was a good excuse just to grab all this other stuff, namely like the hair hideout and all that. Really interests me, so let's take a look at this, magical assistant. Her building looks very intriguing, I'll say that for sure. It gives this weird kind of like card vibe, so it kind of blends in with the magic area, I'll say that. And then we get the Mad Hair House, which is a new item you can get for freemium bucks, I should say. Not freemium bucks, but with eggs, 5,000 I believe. So it looks like that scene. It looks like that scene's gonna be like one of the interesting, cool features. And if this is what I think it is moving forward, I think it's gonna be cool if they kind of leave this for everyone to be partaking in. That way, it gives everyone a chance. Anyway, so we got the magical assistant here. That's what she looks like. Very mannequin-like. Ooh, okay, she's holding something. Oh dear, it looks a rabbit. I wonder who that could be. Intriguing indeed. Very, very interesting. Alright, well, now we're getting a good look at her walking, which I like. I'm just gonna go ahead. Look, Lucy, I'm telling you that there is such a thing as real magic. Nonsense, Justin. Magic is just an illusion. It's all tricks to make you see something that's not real. So what would it take for you to believe me? What if you saw a magician doing real magic? I guess if I verified it for myself, I'd believe it, but that will never happen. It will if you come see Amaz-O's show. Come on, let's go. I'm hoping these edited stuff will work. Anyways, play circumstance, do a magic card trick, and obtain a magic wand. 2 of them. So I'm hoping this editing past recording of the dialogue will assist it better. Anyways, let's take a look. We got do magic card trick, do hat trick, feed the rabbit, pet the rabbit, do magical illusion for 7 hours. She drops... Okay, so she drops a lot of premium items here, or for the event anyways. That's gonna help us really good, so... Anyways, let's go ahead and do this card trick here. Yeah, I would probably say let's just do the card trick. And there we go. So let's take a quick look at this. I really do like their animations that they kind of have for all these events and characters that they add in here. So it seems like, as you can see, the rabbit looks like it's doing something. It gives you more of a hint of what's really... Oh, okay, daily bonus. And then here's the Easter offer again. It's really interesting how they kind of put little details in here, and it seems like they're going more in depth with the That's No Easter... Not the Bad Hair Day book. I won't spoil everything here because the story is quite interesting. Anyways, we built this, so let's take a look into here. Yeah, this is exactly what I thought it was. So, the Mad Hare. So you get, it's basically like the event down there, but this is the permanent feature. So we get these bunnies here, and then we get the magical assistant. So that's really cool. So that's an interesting feature to have. I really do like that we get to have these Bond characters. So maybe moving forward we'll be able to keep some of these event characters, but you know what I mean, like characters that are freemium. That's usually what I really do like to see. Anyways, so I might as well go ahead and talk a little bit about with this Easter event as a whole. I actually do really like this circus tent here. That was one of the items I remember seeing that I thought was really cool. It kind of gives it, like, it's supposed to be blending in with the magic event, but it kind of gives a circus vibe too, so you could probably see this item maybe returning in the future if they do like a circus event, which wouldn't be surprising if I can see them kind of doing something like that. But with these items and this new land, I think I'm going to have to take some time to actually readjust everything here for a new... make my area, my town, look a little bit more better. So hopefully this will be more interesting moving forward. So I do need the dove and the pop-up thing. So I'm going to have to get that at some point. Anyways, we're going to have him do... oh, he's going to do a card trick. Oh, pff. It's like he's playing 22 pickup, or what was it, 52 pickup? It's that kind of trick game where you're supposed to be playing the cards, and what ends up happening is like, oh, you're like, you want to play this game, and then you would purposely throw it up in the air, and then they'll have to pick up in it. Anyways, this is some time later, and we're going to show off another animation with her. This one is going to be... what should I pick? Maybe I think I'm going to pick Feed the Rabbit. Alright, that's about right. And there's the signature yawn. Alright, there's Feed the Rabbit. Oh, I picked the wrong spot for this. Also, I love how Slappy's eating the blob ice cream behind that statue there. Alright, let's see if I can't move this out of the way. No, it doesn't look like that's gonna... nope, doesn't look like it's gonna help me. Well, here's a close-up anyways of what it looks like. You kind of get a good idea what it is, so... I really do like how it's kind of cute looking for the most part. Anyways, as I guess what I was alluding to with this new character, Magical Assistant, is that it is just a forefront of the dummy. Also, I finally got an image of this clearly of Andrew doing the animation here. So anyways, time passes again, 19 days, 30, I think it's 33 or 35. Again, when I'm watching this, the videos ends up becoming blurry for some reason. It doesn't be blurry when it's paused, though, when I'm doing this in the editing, so excuse if it doesn't seem very appropriate. It's like I'm not blind. Alright, so these items are going to be a pain, namely the pop cards and the bronze. The bronze specifically, that's like 5,000 coins. 500,000, so that's like half a mil of coins. That's too much. I'll go more in depth later on in the series, in this video, in the review. So just keep an eye on that. So we got all that, 30%. So if you're a freemium player, that's not really going to help you very much. Anyways, let's see the next animation we can do with Dustin. I'll do something interesting. So, you know what? Let's see what... I think we're going to see what ice cream is going to look like. Well, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be with him just eating ice cream. It looks like he has... It seems like they're like eating strawberry ice cream out of all. I'm not sure. I'm more of a chocolate guy. There's a good slow zoom in on that picture. Anyways, now with Lucy, there is another animation we have yet to see, and I believe that is... Let's see here. Now, Daydream About Ricky Beamer, that's actually just her reading the newspaper, so there's nothing really interesting or new with that. As well as the design of the Mini Mystery Flag, it's just simply her going to the building, so there's nothing really to show off animation-wise. But we'll show off this little Easter egg thing, which is actually kind of cute. This is, I think, a new thing that they've added here, which is them doing little Easter egg gathering things. They leave the eggs all over the place, like on the roads and whatnot. It's just, you would think they would hide them better. Mostly a lot of these eggs are hiding around Mr. Brewer's place, which is bizarre. Alright, so let's take a look at the Mad Hare House here. So altogether you get 80%, as I showed in the little description in the last video. So let's take a quick look at what this looks like when we spawn it. We get 501 in scares. Oh, so that's what she looks like anyways, with the whole being a dummy running around. I'm surprised we don't get to see... We really don't get to see the actual rabbit controlling the dummy in this case. I mean, we get to see giant rabbits. The giant rabbits actually remind me of that. There's a movie that came out, I think. What was it? I'm trying to make commentary while you're watching video gameplay. There was a movie back in the 90s that was about like a doomsday thing going on, and I think it was like a puka in the sense where it's like this bunny suit looking thing. It looks bizarre. You probably, I don't know what it was called. It's like, it was like DD. I'm not helping anything much, but I remember it was like this doomsday thing where this entity kind of comes in and it's just like, the end of the world's going to come, and here's the date of it, and this is what's going to end up happening. It's a bizarre movie, just to say the least. What's also interesting while I was editing this video, looking at a small down, is that the way they kind of did this, these animations and video, is that they kind of perform these character actors as puppets in the sense of like Paper Mario-esque. You know how the Paper Mario is like a flat 2D kind of flat thing area there? Reasoning for that is that it causes the characters to kind of flip, so when the character looks from one way to the other, you don't get to see that because it's like literally within like 2 frames, so your eyes don't really catches it. But what it does is it flips the head like one way to the other. So it gives this really interesting blend, but you really don't realize that this is actually being done this way unless you kind of freeze frame it. Oh, and we get to see Amaz-O, what it really looks like. So here it comes. We're gonna get a good... I'm gonna do a quick zoom in now. Get a good magic trick here. Just gonna do the thing, and boom, there he is. It's cute how he looks like a Oreo rabbit in a sense. He kind of, you know what? He kind of reminds me of Bunkula, the rabbit Dracula type of thing. I think, yeah, that was actually another kid's book that was out during that time. And what's weird about it now is that there's actually a cartoon of it that got made, I think, by Warner Brothers. Now, I haven't been watching TV cartoons for a while, so I just know it exists. I haven't actually seen it for myself, so interesting to say the least. Anyways, time has passed, and I believe I finished off a quest coming up. Yeah. Haha, out of my way, you little brats. That basket of chocolate is going to come home with Marty. Martin, dear, this contest is for children only. You can't enter. What? But I won! No fair! Ah, boo-hoo, Marty. You cheated. I love rolling eggs on Easter. Naturally, I'm a real pro at this event. Yeah. Look at me go! I'm the king of egg rolling. Sorry about my acting being a little cringe. You're not gonna win, Dustin. I am. I really tried my best. I'm sorry. No way, you guys. This event is my specialty. What great dialogue. Roll Easter eggs, obtain chocolate ice cream, 2 of them. What's also interesting is rolling Easter eggs. Lucy and I believe Mr. Mortman are the only two characters that can actually produce the hot crust buns. There's no items that drop that or anything of that sort, so those are the only two characters you can actually get them. So if you're trying to get the ice cream sandwich, you have to have Lucy do this animation as well as Mr. Mortman do another task. And what's weird is that you do need this building in order to have these characters do an egg rolling, which is basically like that, and what was it? Carly's in the way, fading in and out. Oh man, look at her girl. Yeah, the Easter history. So yeah, Mr. Mortman's the only one who does something like this. What was I supposed to do? Right, the egg ice cream. I've never had. That sounds disgusting to tell you the truth. An egg ice cream. I also learned something very terrible during this month, and that is that I found out I'm allergic to eggs. Not really allergic, but a bad food intolerance. Alright, this is interesting. Here is another Amaz-O animation of his magic trick. And last one, and then magically he's gonna... Ta-da! It's the Microsoft window logo. Alright, here's another weird bug that ended up coming into the game. As you can see, somehow I can't watch the ad, but that's not what really is going on. What ended up happening is that for some reason, whenever you're done watching an ad, it says, oh, you can't watch anymore, and they will block it off. For some reason, it didn't do that during this update. Later on, it did fix it, though, so anyways, here's another quest done. Look at this amazing trick, ladies and gentlemen, performed by me, the dubious Dustin. I don't think you know what dubious means, Dustin. And I saw you pull the hidden flower from your sleeves. Hehe, you should spend some time with a dictionary, Dustin. Dubious means suspicious or untrustworthy. Uh-oh. This magic show is lame. Come on, Marty. Let's go play some video games. But you guys will miss my next trick. It was gonna be amazing. Just like Amaz-O. No, but this is seriously. Don't worry, I'm gonna find my niche at some point. I think it's gonna work out though. Yeah, so I'm doing this weird editing software thing where I'm basically looking through the dialogue, rehearsing, revoicing it over and over until I pick something that's, yeah, this sounds good. And then I cut and paste it. And the reason for that is because I've gotten a lot of complaints where my reading has not been pretty Lucy, I'm glad you arrived early for my magic show. You see, I still need some more items. Can you help me? There! How do you explain that, Lucy? He moved the card with just his finger, from 10 feet away. Don't you love when the game just ends up making a new interruption there? Great. I guess I can't explain that. It certainly looked convincing. But I'm sure there's something going on. You see that figure lurking behind that stage? I think he's the one who's doing the real magic. Let's go investigate. Don't you love when the game breaks its narrative and it does stuff like this? So that was a Magic Carnival. That was, I think, from last year, and this is this year's, the Easter one. Oh boy. This is a new territory for me, so hopefully this ends up being better in the future. But moving forward, I think this will be a more authentic take. Oh dear. Alright, so we're done with that, and it's weird how the dummy kind of looks like it's having a seizure there real quick when it's just spazzing out. Yeah, like it's doing that, like. And I love how it's moving around. You're not the one doing the magic at all, are you, Amaz-O? Well, I'm definitely the one on the stage that everyone sees, but...
Yes, you're right, girl. This Charleston is merely my puppet. I am the true Amaz-O.
Oh no, the plot thickens. But you're a mannequin. How is this possible?
Don't worry about the details. Just marvel at the wonder of my true magic.
The story later on gets more in-depth, like, okay, do magic illusions, obtain a top hat, 2 of them, and obtain groups of flowery wands. So what's interesting is, okay, so this is the 7-hour thing that actually drops a important item. I actually really like that, the whole, Magic Kamehameha. So you see the rabbits doing a lot of stuff. So, if you don't know what the story is all about in the book, this kid goes sees a magic show. And he later on finds out, it's weird because the episode TV and the book is completely different. I think they're going more for the book because in the book, it's later revealed that the magician that this kid was seeing was merely a puppet, and the real person in control was the rabbit, who later on confirms that I'm really Amaz-O and I've been cursed into this position that I'm in by this bad magician. But in this game, it's interesting how they're kind of going about it by, again, with this game, they've merged a lot of the Goosebumps lore together. So what they ended up doing was they took an element from one of the books and said that this was the reason why Amaz-O is a rabbit now. Because he ticked off someone in particular. And you're going to find out exactly who, probably in the future. Because it is actually, believe it or not, from a book we've seen before. In the last update, I believe. You'll see what I mean later on in this video coming through, I believe. It's the 4th one coming up. It's alright. I do really love how they've re-edited the creepy horror bunnies to be more cute looking bunnies. I think they did this on purpose, but we'll end up having to wait and see. Alright, let's see here. Alright, we're gonna do some silk blending. What's interesting is that some of these items I haven't even bothered doing because a lot of some of these items actually get spawned a lot, like the magic trick items. I keep on getting those. I can get that very easy. The only items I have to really get are the chocolate eggs and these capes. And now, something I'm going to bring up in the review is that for some reason these capes are really much a pain to get compared to the carrots. And this was even with Amaz-O on hand. For some reason, the 70% is like really bad when it comes to the RNG system. And I've seen other players, and they've basically said the same thing, where the RNG when it comes to the capes are a little bit more difficult rather than the one for the carrots. I've never heard any complaints with the carrots as far as grabbing them concerned when you have the actual characters per se. And I know one of the biggest things a lot of players, freemium players, dislike is the idea of the 30% grind in order to get items, and the only way you can move forward or get a benefit is if you actually spend the cash, as it were, to get these characters. And I understand that kind of thought process and the hardship on that. I tend to look at it in the sense of the company, like every game company, has to find a way to make a profit somehow. And I think the way they've kind of found their way of doing it, a lot of players like to support, are the bundles. So, with that being said, I tend to usually just go at them when certain characters are a little bit overpriced. Mr. Fleshman being a good example of that, but I haven't seen that happen ever since compared to... Oh, I think I'm done a quest here. That concludes the library's special Easter discussion and cooking class. But don't let me catch anyone getting sticky frosting on the library books. That will make me very angry. Ooh, don't want to make the Bugman angry. Now, class, there are many special dishes associated with the celebration of Easter. Potatoes and vegetables are a common dish. Another popular recipe is sweet and delicious hot crust buns. And then, of course, there's baked ham, a staple of Easter dinner for many families. Personally, I enjoy altering the recipes to make it big child, glazed with honey. Please put that back. Easter dishes: chase after kids, obtain ice cream, 3 of them, and then get buns. And yeah, this is the same animation of her spooky face running around trying to scare kids, I guess. I'm surprised she's going after the kids, and yet the adults really just don't care. Oh, and I guess, really, I wouldn't even suspect, okay, kids like Eric here, that makes sense, but Megan's more like a teenager. Is she a preteen? Again, debate. What do you think? They kind of made it look like she's more of a teenager, preteen, and that, like, preteen going into a teenager state just by her design look. That's one of the interesting things, like, they kind of give the demographics, so they, like, have young kids, but then they also have older kids, which I think was one of the R.L. Stine staples of what they tend to have, is a mixture of both. And that's the other weird thing too. R.L. Stine altogether, I think I tend to really love reading some of his books. I mean, there are the classics that really stood out, and then there are some that were like not really that good. One of the interesting theories was I thought Chicken would probably be part of this episode. I win! I told you guys I was a champ at this. Hey, give me that basket. I would have won if the mayor hadn't blocked me from entering. Yeah, I gotta love those interruptions. But I won! Oh, here. You could take half of it. Hey, you took almost all the chocolates! Wow, what a greedy pig. But no one could take away my prize ribbon for being the best egg roller. No, wait, he took that too. Wow, what a piece of work Marty is. I really despise that kid. These Easter events are lame. How come only the smaller kids can participate? You're not entirely out of luck, Marty. Everyone's eligible for the Easter egg hunt. Yeah, but egg hunting? Alright, I could do that easy. I didn't know what else to say with over there, like that awkward pause. Yeah, okay. Hunting for eggs on a bike. Yeah, because that's not cheating at all. The mayor is so oblivious, and I think this is the last time we actually get to see the mayor in this quest line thing. I might be mistaken, but I don't recall her ever coming back. It was just this little thing, and then she just basically just disappears. Also, like Lucy, Martin, Dustin has an animation which looks something like this. It's the same thing as his amazing Dustin look, except he has the animation of Lucy of just kind of going la 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 la, just picking stuff. Now what's interesting too is the chocolate stand. I didn't point this out, but the chocolate stand, the actual stand thing, it's the same stand that we actually got to see in the little promenade area there. So in theory, you can actually grab yourself some promenade stands in your town. So that's kind of cool to see. Oh, and here's another Amaz-O trick I'm showing off. Him swallowing a sword. Here's a close-up. Oh, that crazy. Oh, uh-oh. Yeah, you can see why he kind of failed last year. No one really thought of him very cool because he kind of messed up some of the tricks here. Very not that great. Alright, so I finally got some items, more items. As you can see, I'm starting to kind of decorate this place into more of a magic circus land. And here's Dustin in his animation of him imagining he's the amazing Dustin. Look at that. Look at that character. You gotta love some of these animations too. Anyways, here's another one. I believe this is gonna be the Pet the Rabbit. Now, it's supposed to look like she's petting him, but it really just makes it look like this guy is just having this inanimate object just rubbing him. It's like, oh yeah, pet me harder. It's weird to think when you find out what the rabbit is, and the animations here. It's kind of like, why is he having the mannequin just pet himself? Is he kind of getting animal tendency now? I don't know. It's kind of giving that illusion that that's probably the case, or maybe he's just blending in. Again, leave your theories down below. It really makes you want to think. All right, so we need to do another. Okay, so we got one each. We still need 2 of the ice cream sandwiches, and we need 1 of the Easter baskets. So we need a lot of these items basically moving forward. So hopefully this will actually end up being very well put together. Oh, right. Here's another one of these animations. For some reason, he wants to go to this one and not the one I have placed. And I don't know why the water tank there is having a fit by phasing in and out of the other items. It's distracting, actually. It just kind of goes in and out, and I'm only noticing that now while this is going on. So let's move this away so now we can get to him doing the same thing again. I didn't realize I didn't get this copied before, but there you go. Now we get to see him do it again. And what's really cool about this prop here, the Amazing Jack's box, is that this item is the only item that actually drops random. So it acts just like the mimic chests, where when you touch them, they give you a random item every so, or they give you something cool. So I've basically redesigned the winter area here, the abominable snowman area, to make it more of a Christmassy themed, since it doesn't really make sense to have Santa's place be all the way down there with snow and everywhere else is not. Speaking of which, I don't even remember when exactly. Does Slappy... Wait, now I'm curious. Does Slappy still have snow on his roof there? I don't know. Maybe I'll pay attention to that when it comes through. But I remember Slappy was the only house that had like snow there, and it just stayed that way for a while. Alright, so we finally got some ice cream sandwiches being made right now. And I think after this, we'll be done for this episode, because I think it's gone on long enough, don't you think? I think so. This episode was a little bit odd, to say the least, and I tried my best. I'm sorry. Trying to blend everything in, so yeah, no, I don't want the Carl's leftovers, thank you very much. Yeah, so I got myself a maps, which I don't need. I need the compasses. Those are the only things that really I care about. And let's end it off by zooming into the little spawn area here. There he is. There you go. Look at that. And that's it for now. That is the second part done and over with. Now, one thing I've found interesting is that some of the in the promenade, the lamps are, I believe, from the Valentine's Day update, or it could be the Christmas update. I'm not sure, but the update has the interesting design of decor or something like that. And what's interesting too is that for some reason, after events are over and you touch the promenade, it kind of gives off the little text speech to tell you exactly what the promenade is and the special events and all that. I think one of the designs they kind of did of what it will look like, it kind of gives it off like a wedding thing. I don't know. There's a lot of books they could probably do as events, and I have no idea what could be next. I have a theory of what could be next, but that's neither here or there. Anyways, I'm rambling on too much right now, so I'll end it right now. I'm ending part 2 here. So the next part, we're going to be taking a look more in depth with the story and actually finding out more of what's going on. And there's a lot going on in the third one, and You don't want to miss it. It's very entertaining, and then I think it's probably one of my favorite moments coming up, so I won't spoil anything more, but that's about it. So if you liked the video, let me know down below, like or dislike. It helps me out later on in life. But that will be it for this part. I am been Grim, and I'll see you next time in part 3. Until then, have a good one.